7:14 is our Fox 26 News time. Self-defense training is more than just kicking and punching. In case of a personal attack, it's crucial to have the power to replace fear with skills, knowledge, and training. So this morning, Fox 26's Claire Hossman is learning the basics of self-defense at the Wilmington Martial Arts and Fitness Center. Claire, good morning.
Hey, Bob. Good morning. I want to introduce everyone, first of all, to our instructor this morning. This is Dan Burrell. He's the owner, instructor, manager, whatever you'd like to call it, of the Wilmington Martial Arts and Fitness Center. All morning long, we've had a big group out here going over some basics of self-defense, and really, it's one of the most important things you can do to protect yourself in any situation, especially a situation that might involve something a little like this. So this is a little switchblade or whatever. I'm not sure the official term. I'm sorry about that. But it's a knife, and it's sharp, and it's coming after you. So you want to know what you need to do. So, Dan, what do we do if you see, some crazy coming after you?
Run is the first objective. If you're backed in the corner, you have to fight. We want to make sure we protect the vital areas. From the waist up to the top of the head, we have to keep the hands up. We're going to squat down. It's not a comfortable position, but we've got to protect ourselves. Keep those thumbs in, fingers in. It's okay if we get cut here. That's not going to kill us. This is going to kill us.
Yep.
Keeping those hands in tight. From right there, what we're going to do, we're going to take this and we're going to go into halves here. We went over a brachial strike before in class. We're going to strike right here. Everything has a backup in knife defense. First strike hopefully drops that knife. Striking here, striking here. If not, that's okay because we're going straight into a brachial. Ideally, that drops on the ground. We don't have to deal with it. But we have to have a backup. We're going to grab the back of the neck, grab that wrist. We're going to drive it straight to the ground. From right there, we're going to drop the knee down, trap this arm, and we're going to strike the back of the hand as hard as we can to drop that knife. We pick up the knife. We do what we need to. Ideally, we don't want to kill somebody, but they came after us with a knife. We have to do what we have to. But we have the knife. That's the important thing.
Awesome. Thank you for the demonstration, gentlemen. And I just want to reiterate, again, like you said, it's always important to make sure you keep those hands in front and guard that area. It sucks. You'll be bleeding, you'll be in pain, but you won't die.
You will get
and that's the most important thing. All right, Bob, we're going to work on this a little bit, and we'll send it back to you.
All right, Claire, thanks very much.
Knowing self-defense is a huge step in the right direction, and that's where we've got Fox 26's Claire Hossman talking about live this morning, showing us what we need to know, because you really, Claire, need to make a decision in a matter of seconds when it happens to you.
That's right, Kim. You really need to know ahead of time just what you're doing, which is why today we're having this class to make sure you're in the mindset and physically you know what to do in case an attacker does come after you. Dan Burrell joining us once again this morning. Dan, what are we learning now?
Next we're going to go over another typical attack here, a headlock, usually from the side. So they're going to be wrapping under. Their intention is to choke or just simply hold on to. If they're choking, we need to be able to breathe first and foremost. So we can't just sit right here. We've got to loosen the grip. If we need to strike, pressure point, throwing shot, anything we need to loosen that grip and get the head turned to the side, we have to be able to breathe. From right here, we're going to loosen up even more. Again, we can always go back to more strikes if we need to. We have some time now. This time, we're going to pull backward, keep a hold on to that, pull up in behind, and we're going to crank. We can do a couple different things. One, we can just simply lift it up. Some people are very flexible, in which case we're going to use the wrist to drive into them backwards. We can come up to the choke if we can reach. Otherwise, we've got strikes. We can go back to striking here. Anything we want to do.
Okay. Dan, I thought it was interesting. A lot of the techniques that you're teaching us today is that they inflict pain, but they don't necessarily inflict injury. Why is that something we'd want to pay attention to?
There's a couple reasons. One, legal reasons. Typically, guy versus girl. Girl has a little more leniency. We can do some damage and not worry about it. Guy versus guy, we do any damage at all, we're looking possibly jail time. Also keep in mind, not every attacker is a big bad mugger coming after you. It could be a friend that may have been drinking a little too much, and they're doing a little too much and they're getting out of control. We don't want to injure our friends or our family. Maybe you have a teenager that's acting up a bit.
Sure.
We have to be able to control somebody, not necessarily injure somebody. So we need to make them stop what they're doing so we don't want to just fall off and start breaking bones.
Okay, and real quickly, can you just demonstrating on mic here to show some of those pressure points?
Yes. A couple pressure points here. Went over jugular before. I want to go over right behind the ear here. holding right here. We're going to take a thumb. I'm going to have him take a kneeling position as well. We're going to grab hold like a football, hold it tight, and we're going to press in. We always go at angles here. All this does is create pain. It does not inflict injury. We can dig in there very deep to make him tap out. It's quick, instant pain is all it is.
All right.
So one right behind the ear. We're going to go a little bit lower to the jaw now. Same thing, going up at an angle from right here, midpoint of the jaw, underneath the bone. Press in, and you can tell it creates a lot of pain.
Awesome. And those are some very quick, effective things that, when you're being attacked, you need to move fast. There's no waiting around. So thank you so much for being here today. Thanks to all our guests who joined us. Kim, we're going to go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, some good moves to learn there. Thanks a lot, Claire. Let's head over to First Alert Meteorologist Colin Hackman, and which some moves could help us with the forecast.
Yeah, I'd do some kung fu to make it rain a little bit. Backflip or something. Break your stun. Karate chop. Yeah, let's take a look at the